Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, this will be part 2 on the Mercruiser 6.2 for Dominick. I spoke to Dominick a little more. I did the test on the first part to the run circuit. So let me just pull the information. Hopefully I didn't close it. And it looks like I did. So let me reopen this. Give me 1 second. Right, I got it back up. So at the first video, I was checking circuit J110, and it's not J110, it's J210. So that's why I was like seeing, because I am actually supplying that signal in this case, because I'm providing my own RPM in here. But if we see the values, okay, right now I have in this setup, I just provided a ground in here, and we're checking J210. I have right now, well, nothing connected, so let me connect one of my computer and then his computer so we can see the difference. All right, I connected my computer as I did on the other video on the first part. When I turn the ignition on, let me turn this on in here. When I turn the ignition on, you see the voltage on the meter, 3.48. This go, could go up to 5 volts, and that's what you see on the manuals with the ignition on. And yes, if I run, and let me run this, obviously we will see the computer running and the coil coming on, and we can see that in here because this is the system that is working with the Mercruiser setup. That's a coil, and this is the fuel pump relay, right? So we have that in there, and nothing is different. I put too many RPMs. Oops. So 45 is what I usually keep an idle, and we can see the values in idle 2.6 volts. So I'm going to turn this off, turn the computer off. Again, that's my computer, and we have Dominick in there. Now I'm going to move this one here, and I'm going to put Dominick in there. We will see. Again, let me just put the ignition one more time. 3.5 volts. Again, it can be up to 5 volts, but let me see his. All right, so now I have Nick's connected and mine on the separate, right there, just so we can see that. So ignition on, the fuel pump comes on, but we have no voltage here. The computer should provide that voltage, and that's what we're not seeing in here. So that is a signal, and this is coming directly from J210 from the computer. And yes, obviously, if I run this computer, it will run, and we can see that if I go over to 45, it's providing that signal. So definitely something is happening with ignition on that is not providing a 5-volt reference or 4-volt reference, whatever it is the computer is looking or is needed to be provided, and that's why his boat is not running. So when I'm running something, I do my homework, and I thought for a second, because reading this information, and this is what I have this patient here, is very difficult to understand how it works. This is all good except for Black Scorpion, MEFI 3s. The distributor ignition DI system receives supply voltage from system relay through circuit 902. We can see all that in here, and it's cut in here, but we got the 902. And if you want to see more of how this is connected, these two wires goes into the same fuse. Inside the distributor, the pickup sensor will produce a voltage signal for cylinder spark. You see what I mean? Inside the distributor, the pickup sensor will produce a voltage signal for the cylinder spark. The voltage signals are processed in the ECM. The ECM will decide if the engine is in the cranking or running mode to adjust the timing accordingly. The ECM will send a signal to the ignition coil negative on circuit 121, and that is this in here. But you see what I mean? So reading this, why this description doesn't tell me inside the distributor the pickup sensor will pull down the voltage coming from the ECM as it goes into the windows inside the distributor. It doesn't say that. But based on this, that's what is happening. Because this is a known bad and that is a known good. He said, Mike, I have 3 different distributors original from Mercruiser, and they're doing the same. I'm like, well, I was a little stubborn, and I was saying, well, there you can have 100, but that is not good. And it's like, but talking to him, I said, you know what? Let's never say no. Let's do a test. I have a known good computer, so let me just turn the ignition on, and voila, is that's the problem. With the ignition on, we got 0 volts. So let me see what I can do with this computer and keep you guys up to date. All right. Hey guys, okay. Well, following up because this is a very good conclusion, is fixed. So Dominic is going to be very happy, and I'm also very happy because uh, I learned something new from here. It's very hard to keep up with all the computers that I work. And like I said, since I don't have a boat that I can check all those signals and realistically nothing that I can go buy online because there's not many technicians that actually take the time to go and check the signals as they are working. And that's what I also believe that my information and what I do in the testing here is putting so good information out there for the technicians to check the circuits and then understand if the computer is a problem, the distributor is a problem, or what is the problem. But Dominic, kudos to you. You were 100% correct in your assumptions. It's actually refreshing to talk to somebody that has the knowledge and the deep electricity knowledge to actually talk. It's like I felt completely connected to him. He said he actually has a desk almost like mine, so he likes electronics and he works in big, bigger things. And this was a little bit over to what he can reach as far as seeing and repair. But I says, talking to him, he definitely has the knowledge and no doubt about it. You have seen this. I have completely mapped out the entire computer. I got multiple signals and everything that I check from a known good. I take the time to do this is my research. So yes, I have all the information now completed for this circuit. As I show on the beginning of the video, well, I want to also for Dominic because he put these marks on his computer, DC, and that is his. So let me get mine. I want to make sure that we all see that this is still his, because I mean, always somebody, right? But yeah, this computer has this sticker in here, and this is my computer. This is a 7.4 with a different calibration, and we see that when I turn it on, we'll see the calibration correctly. But the first thing that I want to show for Dominic and for everybody, what you were waiting for, is this. Ignition on, 3.6 volts, 3.5 volts, good to go. This is 100% fixed. I know the computer runs, and I was mistakenly shown that the computer works because I was supplying the signal. And he was completely right, Mike. I think that you might be missing a little bit because your simulator is supplying the signal, and even though the computer is not seeing the, or not, let's rephrase that. It's not that it's not seeing, it's not pulling it down. You are showing the signal as the computer is expecting, and that's why the coil is working. But in my case, it does not work. If I connect my other, the other distributor, the one he mentioned on the first, that provides a signal, it runs, but it's not adjusting the timing. So I need and I want to have this completed original. I'm like, okay, let me revisit that. And this is the proof is in the pudding. It's 100% fixed. So let me just run the computer 1 second. So we're going to see this working good. All right, we're going to put this into 45. Let me reconnect to the computer because obviously we lost communication through this entire process. And we can see his calibration is 694. Remember, that calibration checksum is completely different from computer to computer, and we got no fault codes. Again, this computer is now working fully operational. Dominic, thank you so much for the good conversation. Is refreshing again talking to a person that has knowledge and it has done homework. And I can prove you wrong because he did. He did prove me wrong, and I was in the wrong assumption, and I was calling the computer good. But talking to him, it's like, well, let me revisit this. Let me retest it to make sure that I'm saying and I'm providing the correct information. I was checking the wrong line. I was checking J110. Oh, sorry, J1 yeah, J110, which is actually not the circuit that we need to check because we need to check J210. All right, but this is now everything working good. All right, guys, I hope that you like the content. I hope that Dominic can put this back and it runs everything very good. He has very low hours, 262, 268 hours. Thing I don't like is the way the hours are changing. Let me just see 1 second. Oh no, that's actually, hmm, he might have a problem with the calibration. Let me see that because I have seen that when that changes so quickly because we are seeing um, You see the hours, 2.68.4. That's half an hour. Because this is 268 hours. I'm only running for 2 minutes. It's going intense. So this calibration might be having an issue, and that's with the clock in the hours. We'll see that when he connects that into the vehicle. Let me check the firewall reference in the actual. Um, I have that in here that I can run. 1 second. Let me see where those wires are, because I have now a spaghetti here. They're here. I just, they're on my way or in the way, so I can check, make sure the firewall reference is indeed good. Yeah, firewall reference is good. So yeah, that should be something either to do with, I mean, it can be grounds in here. Let me just make sure there's nothing to do with my grounding. Yeah, but I can see time's just going. So you see, we're already in 269. I have seen this happening where the calibration has the wrong clock inside. I'm not sure exactly what he connected onto the. Let me change the temperature. We're in 200 degrees. I already set up a fold for probably for temperature, but I can change that. Let me run it for more time and see what I find. But I mean, that could even be a glitch on the grounding in here. I don't see any problems on the file reference. I just don't like, see we're right now in 270. I have run this 3 minutes. So this is like I run it for 3 hours. There is no fault codes, and I have seen this only when the clock, the internal clock in the microprocessor, calibration wise, is wrong. All right, so Dominic, make sure that you contact Bob in LBD Diagnostics or MEFI Burn. He's the one and only that can help you with calibrations. I don't do those. All right, guys, thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.